Bethany Rentz. Bethany is with Ihry Insurance. Bethany, how are you?
I am good. Thank you, Bridget. How are all of you today?
Not
Doing pretty good
bad.
so far.
Doing
Good.
really well. And Bethany and I actually saw each other this morning at this trade show. So we've already had a chance to visit and visit about what she's going to talk about today. So, well, let's get started. First of all, Bethany, you've got some things you want to share when it comes to crop insurance upcoming for our farmers. Where would you like to start with that?
I think first and foremost, let's talk about the discovery period that we're in for our base prices for our MPCI policies. We've got 5 days left, including today, in our discovery period. And once we've got that, our prices will be set for our 2023 RP policies. So they've been holding steady, which is fun to see the volatility factor staying relatively steady throughout the discovery period. So we're not expecting too much change with that.
Okay, so just a little bit about what does all that mean? You had a whole lot of acronyms there. What do farmers, what break that down for me just a little bit, what I need to be thinking about and focusing on if I'm farming and I need to start coming into your office to talk about my crop insurance.
Sure. So when we think of March, we think crop insurance in our world, and we've got until March 15th to set all of the multi-peril crop insurance policies in place by March 15th. So we sit down with each of our clients and go over what are the best policies. Do the policies that we had in line last year, do they align again this year? Or do we need to make some changes to that? So these base prices that I am talking about are the discovery period is from February 1st till February 28th. And so at that point, the spring price for our revenue protection policies are in place.
So when you say the discoveries and so forth, how long can I wait before I decide I need to have crop insurance? I can have my crop in the ground. I can still talk to you about coverage, or are you going to cut me off here at about March 15th? What are the things I need to know?
For multi-peril crop insurance, March 15th is our deadline. So hail
Okay.
coverages, different things like that we can visit about. There are some fall policies as well, such as production rainfall policies, things like that, that we are able to visit about. But as far as the base policies, revenue policies, those have to be in place by March 15th.
And Bethany, do you do any short-term policies in terms of like for hail? Like if we see there's going to be, let's say, a stormy June with numerous chances for severe weather, can you do short-term like hail crop insurance?
So how that would work, we will put a hail policy on. If you call us and say, hey, a storm is coming, we can add coverage or we can't change the coverage that you've currently elected, but we are able to add coverage if you don't have it insured or maybe increase the dollar amount that you do have on your policy. But we do need a 2-hour window. There is a 2-hour binding policy by the approved insurance providers that we work with. So yes, we can add it. However, there is a time crunch there. And once that policy is in place, it does stay until the crop is harvested.
Oh, okay. So it can't be just like a
Yeah.
temporary. Okay, gotcha.
Correct.
And Bethany saw me laugh because there were days as a kid I remember hailstorms are literally coming in. You can see the black cloud from the west, and my dad is dialing the phone number of his crop insurance agent to put coverage on right then. So that's changed in today's world.
Yes, we've got that 2-hour window that we have to have the information and the level of coverage and the policy type to the insurance providers that we work with to be able to get that policy in place.
I have a question here on changes from year to year. Can there be changes from, or in the insurance world, from conditions that were occurring or ongoing last year? And the example that I'm going to make here is, towards the end of summer and fall, we started to dry out a little bit and we started moving into that drought category around the harvest time. Would those conditions from last year play a factor in how insurance might be covered going into the summer of 2023?
That's a great question. So that's kind of a twofold answer here that I'll give you. First of all, right now, while we're sitting down with our clients and looking at the spring prices or the spring policies, and we would talk about SCO and ECO, which are supplemental coverage option and enhanced coverage option. And those are area-based policies that give you a little greater coverage on top of your base RP policy. Now, that would be something we would look at because of where our prices are at. And those are being set now, like I said, at the end of this
Mm-hmm.
month. But then they will also, they look at the yield as well. And so our estimated county yields have been set. And if we end up in a drought situation again towards the fall, our yields might be less. And so those would be policies that you could put into place that would help you or help protect you in addition to your base RP policies.
I see. And then I wanted to also know from last year to this year, in the terms of your insurance, what you're covering, how you go about it, have there been any changes or major changes that customers or listeners should be aware of before going in and talking to you?
There were some changes to sugar beets as well as rye and oats. And so if you are a sugar beet grower or you raise rye or oats, I would encourage you to make sure and have more definite conversations about the level of coverages that there are out there now. There were some pretty significant changes to those with quite a bit of detail.
Okay, and I'm going to leave you with the last minute here. If there's anything that we didn't get to that you would like people to know about what's going on, and then after that, how people can get a hold of you or where they can go to get more information with Ihry.
Awesome, thank you. I would like to mention we will be hosting a March farmer meeting, which is something that we've not done in the past, so we're extremely excited about it. And that will be on Thursday, March 2nd at 8 a.m. in Hillsborough. And if you have interest in joining us, we would love to have you. Bridget will be there to provide an update for us as well. So we're super excited to have her as well as some additional speakers there with us. So we would love to be your crop insurance partner, and Ihry Insurance as a whole does several lines of insurance. So if there's something that we can do to help you in your operation or your personal life, that's something we certainly want to do. The best way to find our contact information is to go to our website, and that is at ihryins.com.